it did take a long time to get to today. And a big part of that was the guys on the ground, right? The 4 men that he saved, they thought for years that Larry Taylor had already received the Medal of Honor. It wasn't until 1999 that they all met face to face for the first time. They never actually met during the war. It was years later that they met. And when they got to talking, they realized that he got the Silver Star.
Lieutenant Taylor received a direct order: return to base. His response was just as direct: I'm getting my men out.
Running low on fuel and with the patrol team nearly out of ammunition, First Lieutenant Taylor decided to extract the team with his 2-man Cobra helicopter gunship, a feat never before accomplished.
And I want to take you inside that room there today, because you look around that room and you see elected officials and these types. And you also see veterans in Chattanooga. You see guys like Charlie Hobbs and Bill Norton and you know, these type of guys who've been in town with Larry forever. Larry joined the Vietnam Veterans of America back in 1990. He came home from the war in the 70s, right? Early 70s, and just lived his life in Chattanooga. And he had a great story, but he was basically just one of the guys, right? One of the veterans, and now he takes his place among the elite people who've ever worn a military uniform for this country. So it really is amazing to look at his life here in Chattanooga and kind of what he's accomplished and just how those people in that room see him, because it was a lot about how one of their own got this kind of honor there today. Latricia, Kim?
Josh, hoping you can hear us once again. You told the story of Larry Taylor on your podcast, Tomorrow Town, Tennessee. I was listening to it again this morning, and he said, I was scared, but I did it anyway. What a quote from a guy who has made an impact on so many lives.
No question about that, Latricia. And that is the story of Larry Taylor in Vietnam, risking his life over and over and over again. I told you at noon, he averaged more than 1 combat medal a week for his year in Vietnam. And it's not like he was some kind of, loose cannon out there. And in this packet they put together that eventually got him the Medal of Honor, it's got some of his performance reports in here. I'm going to read you part of one. This is what his commander said about Larry Taylor. Captain Taylor is the most outstanding officer I know. Goes on to say, he raised the morale and combat readiness of this company by more than 100%. I mean, that is what his superiors thought of him. He told me what it was like and kind of why he did what he did in Vietnam.
After it was all over and I went back and crawled in my sleeping bag that night, I thought, well, there's probably some wife and 12 snot-nosed kids in Kansas City that have a father that's going to come home. And that kind of justifies everything.
And that is Larry Taylor, right? And that quote right there, he's gonna tell you like he sees it for sure. I think I was cut off at the very beginning. I want to go back and say something that I was saying before. The men that he rescued, they got a Silver Star from that battle. Larry Taylor got the same award, and that is what really struck them and said, no, he deserves something more. He saved our lives. But to take a Silver Star and make that into a Medal of Honor, there's really nowhere to go and look and see how to do that. So it took them years of trial and error to finally get to where we are today. Let's go back to the studio to Kim and Latricia.